Fox News alert now. We have an important story to tell you about. This is a Fox exclusive. We have breaking news over the debate over autism and vaccines. It's a brand new hour of America Live. I'm Allison Camerata in for Megyn Kelly today. A group of families who have children with autism are set to announce the results of a major investigation tomorrow. The group saying that the federal government has paid multi-millions of dollars in settlements to dozens of families whose children suffered brain damage after receiving childhood vaccines. Fox's Trace Gallagher is live in our West Coast newsroom with more. Trace, tell us about it.
You know, Ali, these families are now calling for a congressional investigation, and they appear to have some very powerful evidence that will at least raise some eyebrows of a lot of lawmakers. Now, let me give you some very important context here. As you all know, every child that goes to public school almost across the board is given vaccinations. Now, if you believe your child was injured or sickened by a vaccine, it's against the law for you to sue the vaccine maker in civil, federal, or state court, because the fear is that would push the vaccine makers out of business, and there would be a federal or a national health threat. So the Fed created what they call a vaccine court that handles all the claims. Now, keep in mind, the CDC, the World Health Organization, mainstream scientists have consistently found that there is no link between vaccines and autism. Even a report by a prominent scientist that linked autism to vaccines was widely discredited just a few months ago. And yet, tomorrow, this group of families will present evidence that the federal government, through this vaccine court, has in fact given dozens and dozens of children multi-million-dollar rewards, and these kids are autistic. The question being, if there's no cause and effect, why the multi-million-dollar awards? This very same group says they will also come out and present evidence they say is in fact indisputable, that there is a link between autism and the vaccines. Now, they're going to publish all of these findings tomorrow in the Pace Environmental Law Review. It's a highly regarded law review journal. And now we contacted the Centers for Disease Control, and they reiterated their stance, saying again, quote, as far as the link between autism and vaccines, the overwhelming body of evidence to date from the best and brightest scientists at CDC and around the world simply does not point to association between autism and vaccines. So that is where the feds stand on this. The question is, where's the money coming from? The money comes from tax dollars. Why is it being given to these autistic children multi-million-dollar awards at a time? We're going to find out a lot more when the report is published, and a lot of questions still to be answered, Ellie.
We sure are, Trace. This is a bombshell, and we should mention that we're going to have one of these parents on with us soon. But also, you may remember that there was one case that we all knew about, the case of Hannah Poling, where she was given millions of dollars because of her autism developed after a vaccine. But the government always made it sound as though hers was a 1 in a million case, a unique case, but I guess not so much.
Yeah, it's not so much, and that's the whole thing. The question now becomes, is it not so much? And is the government maintaining their claim that this is a brain disorder that they're paying these awards out for, and not the autism? And that's the case the government has made up to this point. They're saying that it does not lead to autism, that it might lead to some kind of brain malfunction, but it does not lead to autism. At least that's the claim. They're saying they're going to have the evidence to refute that tomorrow, Ellie.
All right, Trace, thanks so much for laying all that out so well. And obviously, we're going to be talking about that later in the show. Again, as we were just talking about, there was one high-profile settlement about a year ago involving a girl by the name of Hannah Poling. She is the first vaccine-related autism victim to win a court award that we knew about up until this point. $1.5 million for life care, lost earnings, plus pain and suffering. But that's just for the first year of her life. Her family will receive more than $500,000 per year to pay for Hannah's care, a bill that could top $20 million. While Hannah was described as happy and precocious through her first 18 months, then her health declined rapidly after being vaccinated against 9 diseases in just one doctor's visit. So coming up, we're going to speak with 2 different doctors. One, the parent of a child with autism who is planning to be at that big groundbreaking announcement tomorrow. And the other, one of our own medical aid team, here to talk about all the past studies that have found no link between vaccine and autism. It will be a fascinating segment. Stick around.